Hello. In an effort to make my videos a little bit more lighthearted, to make my vlogs a little bit, less deep, and because this topic has generally been on my mind for a pretty long time, I am now going to make a list of the top 3 worst sports, starting from the least worst, ending with the complete worst of all sports, judging by their athleticism and how bad that athleticism is for your body. This video is supposed to be a lot good natured. You're probably going to play or like one of these 3 sports, and so just don't put it against me. This is supposed to be good natured, and this is just my opinions. Number 3, baseball. I know this is technically America's national pastime, and I'm supposed to be American, so I'm supposed to be all out crazy for it. Well, really, I have a lot of friends who agree with me that baseball isn't necessarily a good sport. So in baseball, you don't really exercise too much. You hit a bat, and then you run. But really, hitting a bat doesn't involve a lot of exercise, and it doesn't really involve a lot of muscle. So really, running is the only thing that you do in baseball. And baseball games last for a pretty long time, I'm assuming. They're not time-based, as most other sports are. I know that there's long periods in between plays where the players don't run or exercise whatsoever. So baseball has absolutely, not a lot of exercise, but at least that exercise, running, is actually really good for your body. Number 2, American football. Now that I'm going to insult all Americans, I might as well insult the Americans, which can very well beat me up. At least I'm not insulting the hockey ones. Hockey is not in this list. Football is a lot like baseball. When I was watching the Super Bowl 2 months ago, every single play, no matter how short it was, no matter how minor it was, there was an automatic replay and an analyzation, which probably took at least 3 times as long for the play to happen. So in football, you absolutely do nothing. And like I said, throwing, yes, it involves a little bit of muscle, but again, just like baseball, the main exercise in this sport is running. Now, unfortunately, that running is also coupled with basically beating the crap out of your opponent. In the NFL, the injury rate is 100%, and concussions and stuff. My opinion on it is that if there was more playing time, and if there was less tackling, as in no tackling, football could actually be a very tactical sport. Really, it's a very strategic sport and involves a lot of thinking, but you run and then you get yourself hurt. Football is like life. It requires perseverance, self-denial, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and respect for authority. And number 1, probably the worst sport in the world, according to me, golf. Yeah, sure, now that I've made fun of the general American public through baseball, made fun of all the people who can break my spine within 1 tackle through football, I'm going to make fun of the elite who can probably get me thrown in jail through golf. Now, golf's disadvantages are pretty obvious. You do absolutely no running, you only sweat when it gets hot. In fact, you do very little exercise whatsoever here. I don't know why it's called a sport. But despite those other advantages, there's also one not so obvious disadvantage. The one real movement that you do in this sport, when you hit a golf ball, is actually very bad for your health. When you turn your body in different directions because your feet are stable, whereas your torso is more turned that way, it's actually very bad for your body. Even if golf were really physical and stuff and it wouldn't be bad for your body, it's boring. I mean, every half an hour you hear a little click and then I'm going to participate in an ancient and respected sport. So there you have it. Out of all the sports played worldwide, in India, Britain, China, Malaysia, Mongolia, North Korea, Chechnya, blah blah blah, those are the 3 worst sports. Cat Films out.